Now, some of you out there might have seen today's video title and thought, hey Fallout, haven't you already done a video covering today's armor farm? And buddy boy, you would be right. But my channel's grown since then, and more importantly, people need to know that right now is literally the best window you're gonna get before Lightfall to farm easy top shelf Artifice Armor. Let me explain. Right now, the Duality Dungeon is the featured dungeon of the week, meaning you can farm it. And out of all the high-end Artifice Armor farms in the game right now, IMO, Master Duality, believe it or not, probably the best and easiest. I had some people telling me that at the moment, Ascend the Spire on Master was potentially a better Artifice farm, and after doing both, I think I have to disagree for a few reasons. Number one, even though there's no boss in that encounter, which is nice, overall it's very annoying on Master. There's a lot of champions dropped right in your way that can't be avoided, and the big ol' hydras that spawn way out in the air make me want to close my nuts in the fridge door. Bungie also patched the Shadebinder cheese on that encounter, making this a way more time-consuming farm. Number two, the loot table is bad. Check it out. You can only get 3 types of armor from Ascend the Spire, which is kinda limiting. And number 3, the armor rolls have the potential to be kinda low, way lower than what an Artifice armor drop should be. I noticed that my armor drops from farming Duality were on average much higher than farming Ascend the Spire. TLDR, yeah, there's other ways to get Artifice armor, just farm Caitl on Master Duality right now. You get 2 drops each time you kill her, it is an easy 1 phase, and it's the last chance you will have to farm until Lightfall. Also keep in mind that Bungie announced on Twitter that their changes to Artifice Armor in Lightfall will be retroactive, meaning you stock up on easy Artifice Armor right now, and even with all the armor changes coming in Lightfall, you will be made in the shade. Alright, let's keep it short and sweet. First, you're gonna need a checkpoint for Caitl on Master. Even though Stadia is dead, Luckstruck 9 is still keeping the dream alive by getting weekly checkpoints for D2. A great member of the community, go ahead and hit up his Discord and grab a free Duality Master Caitl checkpoint if there's one available, and there should be. Okay, Team Loadout. Because we're on Master, everybody should be running 10 Resil, no questions asked. Things hit hard in Master difficulty, and your farms will be much easier if everyone is alive and well. IMO, try to make your build focus on survivability a little bit until you get into a good rhythm with your team. Then you can change it up and go for better damage. Weapon-wise, I'm gonna hard recommend Wither Horde and Linear Fusion Rifles. Wither Horde with Weakened Clear is an easy way to both debuff Caitl for your entire team and deal good chip damage. You can go double special weapon if you want, but I think it might be easier to just rock a good Void SMG like Funnel Web to help de-shield the voidy Cabal boys in the Nightmare Room. That and Wither Horde together usually was a very easy way of dealing with all those Void Bell bitches. Most of the boss fights should go like normal until it's time to do damage. When you've rang the bell and go into the Nightmare Realm, here's where you really have to focus up. Be sure to de-shield and throw some trash at the Void Cabal because they need to die one way or another, but keep a close eye on Caitl and pay attention to where she's running. The easiest way for this farm to get effed up is by not keeping an eye on Caitl and having her escape before you can shut down the bell. Wherever Caitl goes, make sure one teammate gets right in her path to slow her down. You pretty much get right nearby, bait out a ground pound, be sure not to die, but again, the point is to distract her and force her to do a ground pound, giving you and your team more time to set up. Kill the Void Cabal whichever way she goes, wait for her to get near the bell, shoot and close it, and then go to town with your damage. Again, with Weakened Clear, Wither Horde, and a God Roll Linear Fusion, this should be an easy 1 phase. And that definitely isn't the only loadout that'll work, by the way. A lot will work here, but I think Wither Horde and Linear Fusion Rifle is probably the easiest. For God Roll Linears, I'm really hoping that the majority of you by now have a crafted God Roll Type-In or something similar. And it doesn't have to be a 5 out of 5 God Roll in order to work, trust me. Just make sure your team follows the golden rule. Make sure y'all have at least 1 buff and 1 debuff. The debuff is easy, just bring Weakened Clear again and you're good to go. For your empowering buff, you got a lot to choose from. Empowering Rift, a Warlock Well, or making your entire team radiant via something like Ember of Torches. You could use a Ward of Dawn Titan, but I think I would rather recommend Thunder Crash for burst damage and finding a different way to buff your weapon damage. Super wise, here's what I'll recommend. Warlocks can go Nova Bomb for burst damage or Radiant Well, which is probably the safer option to both provide a damage buff and gain the much needed regen to avoid dying from those annoying snipers. Only downside about Radiant Well is that you only have it for 1 bell rotation, but it's still really good. Titans again, I'm probably going to hard recommend Thunder Crash for super free burst damage on Caitl, and hunters can either go Star Eater Blade Barrage or Celestial Nighthawk Goldie. I know it might sound easier said than done to a lot of people, but between tier 10 Resil giving you 40% extra DR and Weakened Clear literally existing, this is no joke the absolute best time to try and farm god tier Artifice Armor. I know some of the footage is me farming with a 3 times world's first raid champion, but my runs later on with friends went really well. We were killing Caitl in about 3 minutes on average. Alright, quick recap. 10 Resil without question. Double armor mod protection on your chest piece, triple if you have Artifice Armor. Bring a debuff, ideally in the form of Weakened Clear and some kind of empowerment powering buff, and you are made in the shade. I'll give you a dim loadout link in the pinned comment to give you a better idea of what a build should probably look like. Final tip, remember to put on an armor mod on your ghost shell to give your armor drops a specific stat bump. I usually go recovery, but you do you. If you're a veteran farmer and have extra tips to make Master Caitl go better for our farming newcomers, please feel free to share your tips down in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.